Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to. I almost had Tales in the Sky because that's the music we are using. No, we are reading Hotel of Justice. I said me because I am here, but Dr. Quill is here.
Since we're hunting some justice, did we ever succeed to find some?
I mean, they did catch Shaco, and they did defeat T-Rex. Trigon, not T-Rex.
I found some. There's some justice under this bush.
I suddenly was like, wait, T-Rex is not in this world. That's in another world.
He makes no response to that other than crossing his arms and giving you a firm look.
Yeah, I mean, they are not that far away from each other. They are both stealing magic and using it for their own. They both have horns. The only difference is that Trigon has 4 eyes. Or 6. And has a daughter. I mean, yeah, did kind of have a daughter. If we think about coding, you know. Not manipulated, but they were literally like father-daughter relationship in that moment. But here we are with some training sessions. See, what kind of music do you want?
Let's put on some music that's good for constructing a weapon.
Oh yeah, Homie is doing that as well. You can put in the factory city.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a... You could play the music from Persona 4 and 5, right? Or 3?
Yes.
I remember some songs from 5 that was specifically meant for construction. Or it's like when your main character is doing some chores, like working on something on the desk. For example, like with Mono, you're constructing some thief tools.
Yeah, but that's not available. They didn't have a separate music for it.
Okay.
They were just playing the normal music. It's too calm. There you go. You move very intelligently. The team overturned, poking out the corner of her mouth. A waiting mask was covering her face. Then how do you know that her tongue was out of her mouth?
It's out of her mouth, but under the mask.
Yeah, flashing her eyes from the waiting towards the light. An intense heat. Or maybe it's a half mask. And that's just goggles, not really mask. Beside her sat Jason Todd, helping to assemble the right pieces for her weapon. But, Ruby rested, holding out her hand with her palm facing upward. Ruby, you should tell Jason what size bolt do you want? Here, Jason replied, handing Ruby the piece. Maybe they already have the right sizes on the desk. Handing Ruby the piece. Ruby threw it and placed it into a weapon, ratcheting it into place and moving on. Jason took the moment to realize over and Ruby's work. I discovered this and various parts lying about the workbench. He has to admit he was impaired. We had clearly taken trestwho the destruction to heart and designed a heap of upgrades to compensate for it. And now that they had unlimited resources, and the mountain and direct support, I mean nearly unlimited because we are on Earth, he could afford much more of advanced materials. The list of upgrades was excessive, mostly small and subtle. Lighter materials, better rifling, and other upgrades along those lines. For what he could use, the primary upgrades were in the blade.
Wait, what you could see.
Yeah?
You said use instead of see.
I mean use as well. What he can see, he has use. But he could see the primary upgrades were in the blade and construction. Before trestwho was made from titanium steel alloy mix, with nuts fused within during the forging process. Now, however, you don't really have nuts here. We are constructing the main weapon from depleted chromium, alloyed with titanium and vanadium. It was nearly indestructible. Isn't chromium the one that is made Iron Man suit?
Oh. No, wrong franchise.
I mean, they can have it.
I think I remember that material being made in the suit of Deathstroke. And if I recall correctly, it might have been some kind of suit that could actually regenerate. It says
No,
depleted.
Cyborg's armor is made of chromium.
Okay.
I mean, he is kind of Iron Man. In a sense.
Yeah, kind of. It's a lot more direct, though. He's not changing suits on the fly.
Yeah. He's a bit different. Literally.
What? Just a question. I think I'm leaning on no, but would you call Iron Man a cyborg?
No.
Okay.
He is a man driving a suit. Driving a mech.
I believe there was some iterations of him that he was
I mean-
wielding some nanotech, and that some of them could construct itself into a suit. Since it was in his body, I might call that a cyborg, but for the most part, no. I would say no.
It's like if someone has what is it called? When they use a little machine to make your heart go. Peacemaker. They are cyborgs then. If you
Okay.
count that. But no, they are serious humans. Like to see anyone crush that, he told as he turned his attention to the blade. As he expected, Ruby had left it with Ed Maton, having grown fond of its many functionalities and now also being able to defeat the Dragon. Right?
Yeah, they already did that, though. Now, it's not to say that that can't occur again. He's not destroyed, he's just imprisoned.
Yeah?
And there's just a chance you can encounter another species like him that could be weak to that kind of material. Like, I think Darkseid might be one of them.
And what about Brainiac? They haven't tried Ed Maton on him because they didn't have it on Remnant.
I'm not completely clear what he is, but he might be like almost all robot. And if it's not that, then he might at least be cyborg.
Yeah? It is affected that its anti-magical apparatus was the prime focus of attention. Now, that I didn't know too much about anti-magic apparatus, but that might actually work against Salem, their own antagonist, who we know is still alive in the Remnant of Remnant. somewhere in the bubble. The panic. Then, the fact remained that they were only just getting started on reconstructing Castle Road. It would be days before it would be completed according to Ruby's standards, and something told him they could not wait that long. That was why he was focusing on attention on making Ruby a secondary weapon, one that would serve for close quarters combat, a pistol, similar in design to his own, yet with a distinct Ruby touch to it. Hey! Ruby spoke up again, shaking Jason from his soul. Thanks for helping me with this. Don't mention it, Jason said. Going back to his work, I'm just happy to have another person in this house who can appreciate guns. Yeah, Batman doesn't really appreciate it, and most of them don't.
Right.
Even the other one who was in the dark times is more
Well,
likely to use hand-to-hand combat.
from what I recall, that even includes Jason until after he came back from the Lazarus pit.
Yeah?
He didn't use guns either because he was trained by Batman, so it makes sense. But after he was killed, he decided to go a lot more hardcore against criminals. Having suffered against them so badly, it put a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
Like don't put them in prison, put them in the grave. Is what his mentality was for a while.
I mean, there are some villains who would be actually better off by putting off fully. Because we know that the asylum is not fully unbreakable. There were many times when they came out.
It seems to me Batman's against guns no matter what. Well, because he suffered a personal tragedy against it, but he may have a bit less issue against non-lethal guns, or at least non-lethal bullets.
Yeah, I was about to say that he used tasers before.
Or the rubber bullets.
I mean, yeah, I'm against guns, but I can put rockets into my Batmobile.
Actually, I even seen guns in his Batmobile shooting down like a door in order to saw it in half and then ram right through it.
Yeah, but those are not for killing people. They are for destructing detectables and
Oh, the
obstructions.
usage of it? Yeah, you're about right.
And maybe stopping cars by shooting their tires out.
Yeah.
There is one gun that he likes. The grappling gun. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah.
What we done it? Then went back to our work.
Wait, you said Gatling gun?
Wait. Not Gatling gun.
What was it called? It shoots the grappling gun.
Grappling gun, yeah.
A Gatling gun is that cylinder
I
rotating
know what,
thing that shoots.
I definitely said the other thing. But now I'm confused as well.
Yeah, Batman loves a heavy Gatling gun.
I mean, he is not the Terminator.
That was my thought too.
As she assembled other components, he looked to her side and saw that Pyrrha was not sparring against Cassandra Cain. The young girl was holding her own against the champion, giving Pyrrha a run for her money. But the Ruby wanted Pyrrha to kick Cassandra's butt, but she was better than that. Yeah! He heard the young girl from the inside the flight simulator. Ruby chuckled, knowing that the young must have crashed again. It happened more times than she'd like to admit, but the young was slowly getting better and better. Ruby was happy for her sister, boosted her progress and her desire to learn new things. I mean, yeah, driving rafting is much different than driving a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Let's go force her to frown and rub the space below her eyes. Bursting her lips, she knows about where her silver eyes came from. Probably home from her mother. No one was more surprised than she was at the revelation that her eyes had special powers. So when she wasn't working on training Cassandra 2.0, she was thinking about them. Often she thought about them by doing other activities. 24 years old? Jason said yes. Holding Robin to jump suddenly in surprise.
My thoughts are much more expensive than that. It'll cost you at least $1.
Dada. The two chuckled and Ruby blushed inside embarrassment. Then calmed herself and looked around the mad cave. Placing her tools on the workbench, she placed them on her lap and looked toward Jason, who had done the same. You are thinking about your eyes again? Jason suggested, and Ruby nodded. Yeah, I get really happy, you know, they are my eyes. They let me see. Ruby admitted. I mean, it is different. She is thinking about her eyes because she can see with them as they are magical. And the wizard is talking about thinking about her eyes because she can see. But she can see with them. I can see that. God knows how I would feel if I suddenly found out I had powers. I came back from the dead. And I came back from the dead. Cyborg is in the other universe. Not Cyborg, Cyclops is in the other universe, right? He's Marvel.
Correct.
I was gonna suggest that you should ask him, but he's not here. Is there anyone in the DC universe who shoots lasers from their eyes? Oh yeah, Superman.
I was about to tell you that. I was even thinking that before you
Immediately-
finished your question.
Immediately when I said it out loud, I was like, wait, it's Superman. Maybe he can have. I mean, he literally has X-ray vision as well, so maybe he can
Darkseid
have.
has something like that too. He has something even better. It was called Omega Beams. They actually chase down the opponent and do a variety of hostile effects with if it hits.
Ah. I know. Wait, you what? Oh, but yes, it's surprised. I came back from the dead. He said, nonchalantly. How? Killed by the Joker and her school, threw me and into the other pit afterward. He brought me back. Kind of went nuts for a while. You seem awfully calm about that. I mean, he had a lot of time to think about things. Look, it happened. No use wondering in it. Jason waved his hand around her suddenly. Then pointed his index finger at Ruby. Let it back to you. Ruby looked at him for a long pause and sighed. Fine. And just, I have so many questions about them. Why are my eyes like this? How come I only found out about them now? Where were the other silver warriors? And how come their powers weren't more well known? I mean, one of them is dead, the other one you haven't met yet. Why isn't there any knowledge about them outside of legend? I mean, we know that because Salem was literally hunting them. Because they are the only weakness that Salem has. Yeah, Mr. Gunton. That seems mighty suspicious to me. You said an old man like you, right? He got attention to my eyes the first time we met, you may recall. Nothing much of it then. And it could have been just a reference to the meat, but now... Oh right! I forgot. They don't know. They don't know who was finished yet. Because the building attacked before he could reveal himself.
At this point, it sounds like the Remnantians at least talked about them. Some of the members of their
Yeah,
homeworld.
it was a legend.
I get the feeling that Jason read this in a report that was written down after they were talking about a subject like this. This information also could have come from Martian Manhunter when he was doing telepathy scans.
Yeah?
Verbally, however, this is probably the first time they're talking about it face to face.
I mean, it hasn't been long since Rumi dispatched every hello over game from him as mine. Maybe he knew exactly what he was referring to. Yes. This is finished, as Rumi nodded. He sent the back, laid up his chin. Obviously he didn't teach you anything about them if he didn't know the truth. To me, it implies one of several things. One, he knew about them, but not how they worked. That is true. That is fully true.
In fact, that's actually the theory I'm leaning on.
I know that is the truth. That he knew about them, and he knew what they knew, but they didn't know how they worked.
You just gotta flip the switch, see?
Yeah. I mean, kind of, that's how it works.
You do a clap on and clap off.
That's what I feared, committed. He also suggested that maybe he didn't know about them, he just wanted me to learn how to fight without it before teaching me. That as well. Smart. Last thing anyone needs is the courage. Jason had, then his expression grew darker. There is also the darker possibility. Not about him, but something else. I mean, there is gonna be later on another Silver-Eyed Warrior in the show which Ruby meets that has no eyes because they have been carved out. So yeah, if you learn how to use your eyes, you are literally painting a target on yourself. I mean, it's too late for them in that show because they are literally against them. What do you mean? Yes, getting hard. I mean, those eyes were rare for a reason, and I don't think it is not because of the genetics. The story you guys shared about Silver-Eyed Warriors, so the Emperor wanting their powers for himself. What if that wasn't just figurative? That's kind of almost true. You mean someone may have hunted them down? Then began to form in your stomach. Which depends when Jason slowly nodded. I mean, there's one thing that could have been a very easy solution for Silver-Eyed Warriors. Follow context. See? I am brown-eyed.
Does that exist in their world?
I don't know, but it can.
Well, a weaker solution would be to wear glasses that's not transparent, so you just don't see their eyes no matter what their color is.
I'm trying to think, was there even anyone with glasses in Ruby?
Isn't the answer yes? I'm not saying that for sure, but maybe there is.
Let me actually see.
Probably also some people with a mask, and that might also conceal their eyes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Glenda Goodwitch, who was wearing glasses, but not
Was
too
one of-
many.
That was one of the characters I was thinking about. That might have been wearing glasses. I think I remember that description.
What I have seen more is sunglasses.
Okay. Ah, including from Yang. I remember she just ripped out some sunglasses in one of her intros after
And
dismounting from a bicycle. No, no, not
I
bicycle, motorcycle.
I forgot about my resident coffee drinker, Black, who is wearing glasses. Okay, so they do have glasses. I was like, is it possible to hear your eyes with your aura? But I guess not.
Anyway, since we established that they got glasses, that some of them might be able to hide her eyes. And perhaps there's even some that will hinder or enhance her visual powers.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Either to control them or eliminate them. Knowing her eyes will be sad integrations. Do you think Austin was doing that? No. No. I asked for Jason. It's a shook his head. From how you describe him, I think it's more likely he may have been trying to protect you. Question is, from whom? We told her about the possibility, but her mind came up blank. I don't know, she admitted. Criminals most likely. I mean, yeah, everyone against the law is a criminal. Probably, Jason agreed. Then turned back to his work. And I think it's obvious learning how to control your eyes is important. Once we figure out how, of course. Obviously.
You have to reach the avatar state.
Yeah. I mean, I have eye beams. That's too good to be ignored. Jason allowed. True that. It was smart. Then the two gunsmiths went back to work. I'm trying to think, is there anyone in this universe whose powers are powered by happy emotions? Maybe Starfire. But I don't think that's...
Yeah, once again, I was going to say that before you said that.
I mean, kind of, yeah, it is a Starfire and Raven can have with controlling your emotions and meditating or
yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If we're going to talk about powers that's triggered by happiness, that would be the opposite of Raven, but still, she does know. In fact, I would even see she was a greater expert at emotional control. Besides, empathy was one of her powers anyway.
I mean, it's not
Sensing,
not just
sensing and
emotion.
influencing emotions.
It's more like memory, thinking back over the happy things as well, and remember how you want to protect them. That's kind of how it works.
Maybe Martian Manhunter too in his race. They're very heavy into telepathy, and that can supply some kind of unique form of training.
Yeah, but they don't have the survived warrior here to tell them how it works, so they have to find out first.
Just a thought here. Now that Ruby is aware of those powers, could actually workshop her superhero name again, like something like Silver Beam or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but if you know that you were hunted in the other world for your power, you might want to hide it here.
Hmm.
Like, superpower kick, and they punch him in the face. But one of the
That's
kick.
it. I got nothing else.
Let's go some normal comics now. And see. Oh wait, no, they are fighting. Yeah.
Too many characters in this world would get by with just one little gimmick, unless it's a really powerful and versatile one.
Batman, I have money. One thing because no, we know he is well versed in martial arts and he knows how to use his weapons, so it is not just one gimmick.
I know. I would not call Batman weak if he suddenly had run out of money.
I mean, if I had his superpower of being rich, I wouldn't still fight all the time.
Oh man. There's people that was doing this role playing game, although they interact as their characters in real life. I think it's called LARPing.
Yeah.
And one of them decided to play a superhero whose power is having lots of money.
Nah. Kill the rules, I have money. Make cows low to the ground on the balls of her feet. The balls of her feet?
Yeah, that's the heel. It's kind of a rounded shape, right?
Yeah. But I never got it balls on my feet because that implies that her feet, that her foot was cut down and only the balls left.
It just means when you lean back on your heel and
Yeah.
then start bouncing everywhere.
So make cows low onto the ground on her head, standing in the obstacle course before her. Behind her, you hear the opponent's face breathing. Feel his warm breath hitting her back. The hair on the back of her neck stood on end. Of course, he had one too. They compared to herself, and she shifted from side to side. What?
Right on.
Ready? Stephanie Brown asked, and they didn't. Stephanie raised her hand, paused, then shut it down as fast as she could. Go! A second.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking this is practice for getting an injured person out of a hostile situation.
Maybe,
Counting
yeah.
them out.
Make to go as fast as she could, spinning down the passageway. She had her first to her, but didn't allow herself to glance back. Decided to get to higher ground, they scanned the wooden beams in a series of jumps. At the height of her ascent, he grabbed her hold of a horizontal pole, and used it to swing her body forward, the momentum carrying her to a higher platform. They allowed herself to smirk, only to hear her pursuer yet again. Frowning, make no to the side. No the side. Using her agility to left maneuver herself to a tight space between platforms. Standing underneath a lower block, they moved with the momentum to shoot back up to her feet, continuing to her side. She saw the exit to the obstacle course, and part of Blake wanted to spin straight towards it, but she knew her friend wanted that, so that he could catch her off guard. So, he slid to a halt, getting a shadow grown, at the same time that continued its momentum for a fair distance. As she waited, he watched her clone continue forward, wondering where he would strike from. But no attack came, and the shadow clone dissipated on its own. I was waiting for that. Sorry about that. You could hear that I was suffering from that. Even need. Oh. Following her brow, they tentatively continued, keeping her eyes and ears pierced for any sign of movement. When no attack came, she allowed herself to sigh, seeing that she had lost him. No, didn't. The feeling disappeared, but a large shadow leaped now towards her. Without thinking, they formed another shadow clone, intending for it to take the blow in her place. While she spinning away, instead to her surprise, her opponent leaned over the shadow clone like a platform, allowing him to land the blaze back and pin her to the ground. Lying on her back, they stand up into a snarling maw. Its fangs marked towards her, then sighed. I'm trying to figure out who or what it could be.
Looks like a new character. I don't know, a bat dog or something.
Maybe if it is, then I don't know nothing about it because I literally heard about Mad Dog because of you. Alright, 8, you got me. I guess it has to be. Let's find it then.
Wait a minute. Wasn't she afraid of dogs?
Yes.
Okay, read on.
Let's find it then. At once, the suddenly stopped, and they got of Blake, and sent back a few paces. Blake found that thing? Oh! Now that you said it's a great thing, I remember that dog. Said that calmly. For a cry from his earlier disposition. Blake eyed him warily, staring into his eyes while each did the same. Silence descended over most of them, while they broken by a low bark. No! Blake declared with a shake of her head, but each was penitent and barking up. No! I'm not doing it! Yeah, Blake, just do it! He's not going to stop until you do. But listen, this is literally the same thing that happened with, Try. With Huber's dog. You are only saying that because you love him. How could you not? You have a sweet little face, and he's so well behaved too. He's a perfect gentleman. Ah, my God, rubbing the base of her nose. Rice and nose, I swear. Actually, Blake looked back up at 8, the Mad Hound. Was one last time. It's not Mad Dog, it's the Mad Hound. To her resignation, Ace inched himself closer to the folders, and so, with a sigh, he reached out and scratched him behind his ear. He had his tail thump against the ground, while he laid his hand further into her hand. A faint smile that arose in her face, but she quickly fought it away. I'm done! Like listened as she rose to her feet and walked over to the exit. Gun, you're up! And more than a starting position, Gun read. They nodded, and they walked over to the weaving platform, while each went to join the run. Bryce momentarily regarded Blake with a nod, then went back to focusing her attention on Turan and Ace. I can already see the problem with Blake, or how she is using her clones. And why Ace was so easily making this distinction between them. Blake is only sending them out as an attack or the distraction. If I had that power, I would sometimes mix it up. I would continue running and make my clone hide.
I believe it sounds like her clones can strike things too, because Ace was able to leap off of Blake's clone as if it was solid.
They are solid clones. They are not.
So if they can be touched, then they can touch back.
Yeah. But literally, it's obvious which one is the clone because he's only sending them out to get the hit.
Maybe there's a different scent on them too? I can't say that for sure.
It can be, probably not. But like I said, it's obvious which one is the clone. If I was fighting with someone who knows that I have this power, I would take the hit, send the clone backwards, and they would literally not stop with me being hit. They would go after my clone. And then you can just stab them in the back. You take your hit. You can't take your hit because you have the aura. So she is not using her tablets perfectly. I mean, she's just first year at this moment. You are popular with dogs, but it is with the spark. So Swipe, now Crypto, and Nate. Don't remind me, make all that half serious. Find all is mine, then turn back to the obscure cause. That's why I do on the platform behind that. Holding A's by his collar. Oh,
Well, now that was a detail they neglected to introduce earlier in the scene.
he had a dog too. They talked about Batman having a dog too. Okay.
There's probably comics where Ace has an adventure with Crypto, and maybe
Maybe?
some other pets. I know for sure there's a movie out there for that. I think Crypto is actually a dog from Krypton.
I mean, the one thing that comes into mind is necessarily this one.
I saw that as a very young kid.
Same.
Yeah, I think I might have been in third grade when I saw that.
It's a very old show, but when you said they might have an adventure together,
Hmm. Yep, there you go.
was that innocent immortality separated out of the course, allowing a few seconds to gain some space before hitting Ace behind him. Yeah, go, Ronnie! Nora Chen, exactly. Rice and Blake remained stoic, and they watched their friend navigate the obstacle course, Ace chasing after him. From the outside, they were able to see how Ace managed to outpower her, as she had to admit it was impressive. He is well trained, he admitted. I know! I stood beside like thrilled, and Blake sighed at him.
Now you said before, although a new date scene is coming up, it's short enough that you could just
Yeah.
reap through it to the end of the chapter.
Who is he?
But wouldn't it have been interesting if you actually read this on the date of November 7th?
I mean, if I read one chapter one day, then I would have been able to,
You
but that's
would have been close
impossible.
to that target. Just for those watching this video later on, if anyone is, we actually are reading it in the month of November.
Yeah, there were a lot of games because of power outage. There were when I was feeling sick or something like that. When there were guests over.
Yeah, it does tend to be those two excuses, power outages or illness. You don't actually get guests that often in that time frame.
I mean, because it is 8 a.m. for me. Usually people come after 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. when they visit. I mean, that is why the raining is in this time frame. November 7, 6 p.m. That game? Remember. Gotham City. It would be funny if it wasn't Gotham City anymore.
Nah, we're in the Bronx now.
I mean, if you think about that, Bruce Wayne might have multiple manors in different cities. We don't know. He is rich. And he might have multiple match games as well.
It seems rare to me, but there could be multiple cities in the world that have the same name as somewhere else. But I often hear the word "new" attached in front of it. There is a city called York, so then there's also the New York City. That's a different city,
Yeah?
or like New Amsterdam. Imagine the people in the other cities saying that. Okay, well, are we suddenly old Amsterdam?
No, there's another. There's probably usually a part of the city that's called Old Bronx or Old something.
Hmm. It could be.
It had been several days since Team Ruby and Juniper started their direct training with the Batman and his updated position. Proto Genius. Wow.
Hold on that sentence right there. I want you to stab a guess. A time skip has occurred. Do you think maybe Ruby's finished her weapon now?
I would say either yes or she's at the final touches.
Yeah. So
Like
either
she
yes,
only has to
yes,
paint or something.
or she's at least made progress by now. She probably didn't
Yeah.
give up on that. Though there is a few other things that she's been doing across that time. While a little bit reluctantly on her part, she was giving some martial arts training, which takes up time. Um,
Yeah, even
I
if
imagine it.
she didn't finish the weapon, uh, Jason definitely finished the little sidearm. Because that's easier to make. So she
Probably.
still has a
Yeah.
secondary weapon, at least. It reminded them somewhat of seeing other Glenda Goodrich during combat class. After spending more time with him, the earlier comparison they made between the two is all the more compelling. And no matter Bruce was having more teams practice martial arts katas on wooden practice dummies, while he himself performed actions they copied. They had been doing this for several hours, and by now, all of them had beats of sweat coursing down their bodies. Most of them wanted to stop and take a rest, but they refused to submit and kept on going. Most of Bruce laughing out loud as he came out of the elevator. Bruce stopped and turned to face him, motioning for the others to continue what they were doing previously. Yes, Alfred, Bruce asked, and Alfred held out a small slip of paper. A letter from Lucius. Malfoy, what are you doing here? Alfred emailed.
Hey, let's look that one up real quick. Get you a little bit of background information on it. Lucius from Batman or Marvel. I'm sorry, not Marvel. From DC.
I'm probably in Lucius' books, I assume.
Actually, if you could bring up a picture too, that'd be great as well. Okay. I wonder, is that the guy that invented a bunch of the uh, bat inventions?
He's a raised business manager, many enterprises,
Okay.
and supply equipment that he needs. And also the father of Luke Fox and Tiffany Fox. And Jace Fox. Who
Okay.
Also, Batman guy and Batman later on.
I just thought to give a quick background on him, as so we get the perspective here. You know, it's not just us that might get confused by this. Some others that either read or watch your video here possibly can have that. Who is that guy? And we just answered that question. So let's proceed.
Yeah. Move to the maple and the planet, suddenly leaning into his bed. A frown crossed his face, and he turned to give it back to Alfred. Tell him I won't be able to attend. Who thought his long-time butler, but Alfred shook his head. The gala is being hosted by the Wayne Enterprises. It will be ultimated for Mr. Wayne to attend. Alfred said, as much as I love you going out at night to meet criminals to a pub, I'm afraid that tonight might not be the best night for it. And for some reason, the song to the gala started playing in my head.
I get the feeling the others here are going to be involved with the gala here. Otherwise, the writer could have just skipped the scene.
Even if they are not being part of the gala, they are not going, they might still be asked to look after the city while he is on the gala.
Yeah, that's the one relevance I can see to this scene besides them going, is the fact that he's not available during a crisis. Because of that.
Yeah? We are raising the red flag.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Stephanie asked as she finished performing Carolina's cutter, turning towards Bruce with a curious expression. Bruce groaned, while Alfred showed her a wry smile. Buster Bruce at a party he has to attend tonight, and he is pouting about it. Oh, poor Mamie, Yang joked, only to say that herself, but Bruce looked at her.
I expected that reaction.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Without him even saying a word, Yang sighed and dropped down to begin performing push-ups. Yang, that is not part of the cutter. What are you doing?
Punishment. For back-talking him, I guess.
When she looked at her older sister smiling around, don't focus her attention on Bruce. She was insisting to Alfred that he would simply stop by for a few minutes, then sneak out. But Alfred was equally insistent that he had to stay in public view the entire night. We wondered whether that was actually true, or if Alfred simply wanted him to take the night off. He could understand that sentiment. Bruce had been working himself pretty hard the past couple of nights. He seemed down leads. On the other hand, he would never consider being stuck in a fancy party, relaxing. Maybe she and Batman had that in common. I mean, if Emerald would be part of the group, but she is on the other side of the spectrum, she would be careful for Batman. Because she can, make illusions.
Do you think Weiss would have the same opinion as Bruce right now?
No. Weiss had to take a lot of fancy parties before. He didn't all of them.
Was she grown about it, even if she's good at it?
It depends on where we are. I mean, she wouldn't say no. That's for sure. She wouldn't be like Bruce.
Alright.
Fine. We'll try quiet. With a reluctant tone. Once again, I'm gonna ask. Is it acquiesce or acquiesce? Acquiesce, right?
Acquiesce.
Yeah. This is I know it's XPS, but my mind
Behind
always
you.
goes to XPS.
Behind you.
I have a
Behind you.
surprise.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Merci. Bardzo chorem to było. No.
Does she actually understand the words thank you?
Yeah, she is learning English, but she knows words.
Okay.
But often smiles victoriously. And this, they just stopped and turned to face the Batman, who was having the back of his head. That's how everyone was now watching him, who turned towards them with narrowed eyes. Rumi looked back with a determined expression, telling him all he needed to know. Alright, telling this down for the day, which glad as he walked away. I want everyone to sit up. Oh, they are coming with you.
It depends which suit.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask, do they have fancy clothing as well? Or do they go in superhero clothing?
To date, I'm not aware of their having fancy clothing, even Weiss at this point. Uh, she'd know how to poison it, but I don't know sure if she has it because this is a different world,
Yeah?
and she's away from her family's fortunes. So yeah, when he said suited up, it's more likely that superhero costumes, though I don't know why.
But
Maybe
remember,
just
they
patrol.
are in the rain meadow. There might be clothes for them. Or are they prepared?
Yeah,
To go to warfare.
possibly. But they were invited to the gala, so I don't see why they go. And uninvited guests might actually raise a ruckus in an event like that.
Yeah. The surprise knowledge. They quickly made their way to assorted changing rooms scattered around the mud cave. Alfred had his bruised and little pants black suit and tie, which Moose took and changed into. He didn't go into any changing place. Right there and then. Soon enough, all of his police and the members of Team Zombie and Jennifer were standing before him. All wearing their super suits. There you go.
Honey, where is my super suit?
He noticed that Joe didn't have kosher moss on him, of course because it was broken. Instead, using a simple replacement one, Damien had loaned to him. I mean, if you think about that, kosher moss, the sword itself is just a sword. The shield had ability to transform, but not the sword. Maybe it was made by a metal that is good for using some assault, but that's all. Although we don't know yet, as of yet, how much hidden power is in Kosher Moss. So, they began. What's the plan? Who said nothing as he walked over to Matt's computer, booting it up and typing a single folder. The Russian Scarecrow's attack that Sky made had increased exponentially. He read, showing scenes of various crimes that had taken place in the city.
That might have occurred to Jump City too. Just recently, the criminal activity is aware that there's been a backpedal in the status of the heroes in there. Well, they could be very well aware that Titan Tower is destroyed, and now they're busy repairing it.
Yeah,
So opportunity as far as the lower criminals are concerned.
that was to be expected. It is normal the case after a large supervillain attack. But girl, I had Hood, I had Hermin, Paula, and I have been working to contain it, while also investigating the source of Scarecrow's attack. We have known down our lead.
No spoilers.
I was thinking about that as well.
So, spoiler milk. Or
And
spoiler rich actually does fit here, I think.
yeah.
Anyone attached to this family, my goodness.
Luckily, didn't hear it because I muted my microphone. But you heard that I had one in the microphone. And they are correct. Sitting down on a chair while resting her hand on her hand. But moved one far from within the folder, revealing the marked shoulder of a cane man with short head hair. Edward Nigma, now I know that name. Also known as the Riddler.
There's a little hidden part of his name, too. If you just get the initial E, and then
Enigma,
it'd be
yeah?
a, yeah.
I mean, we can bring up this one as well. Or maybe the
That
comic
wasn't your
version.
that wasn't your only option, but sure. Um, Now here in this story, the ones from the comics or cartoon is probably a closer match. What they
Yeah.
look like to these characters.
Because they can have hair. So that's why I told them about this one. And this is the
Yep.
one I knew for the first time.
Okay.
Lucy Red. From a GCPD forensic scientist with an egoistic intelligence. Obsessed with results and performing convoluted plans. Utilizing them to prove his superiority over others. Ah, so here is the Riddler, there you go. Who is making convoluted mouse steps. So,
You know the
Jerry is a Batman?
the meaning of his sentence above would change a lot if he actually had very low intelligence. That would mean he had very low ego too. Uh, Maybe humble or even too humble.
The most dangerous criminals are the ones who have low intelligence but high ego.
Okay.
What does it have to do with Scarecrow? That's who that. I mean, that's the riddle, you have to solve it. Right? Enigma specialized in the operating system. Most as well. Also found that it forms the core of the mob's secret mechanisms, as well as their internal communications. The fact that Kane had it is suspect. You think he sold it to them? Why suggested and moved on it. It seems likely Moose then turned toward Damien, who was sitting next to Ruby and White. Damien, I want you, Ruby and White, to investigate him. Do not confront unless you absolutely need to. I mean, if it really is him, then them finding about Enigma in the bombs was part of the plan. He literally leading them to himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's how he operates. And if they're going to find any more riddles specific to them, that's even more of a hint that he knew this was coming and planned on it.
It seems likely, Who then turned to Damien, who was sitting next to Rumi and Rice. Damien, I want you, Rumi and Rice, to investigate him. Do not confront unless if you absolutely need to. On it,
Got that read for a second time.
it's fine. Damien said it, while Rumi saluted. I mean better to read twice than none. You can count a lot, he cheerfully exclaimed, pulling both Rice and Damien to roll their eyes. Why? Bruce then turned his attention back towards the red computer, opening up the next file. Next, we have an issue of where and how Kane obtained these weapons. Bruce continued, showing pictures of the weapons in question. All were highly advanced electrical weaponry, similar to the ones smuggled into New York City. Now, this is a name they have heard as well before. Lex rolled to listen. Was he surprised? Rose shook his head. No, they are Lex weapons. Lex weapons, but not sold by him, probably. If I remember correctly, when they thought about this before, they were thinking about the penguin.
Right. I think they did mention that. Yeah.
Not slightly, and least not in comparison to him, who shouted, showing a picture of short, sporty men with abnormally long nose. A black coat was over his right eye, and a black top hat covered his morning head. After all, Gotham is the penguin's primary base of operations. No one sells arms in the city without him knowing about it, legal or otherwise. Think and I can handle this guy, Yang offered, leaning back in the chair and crossing her arm behind her head. I've experienced dealing with people like him.
I wonder if she's making a reference to a certain video.
No, she is making a reference to handling the X Gang.
Axe Gang, yeah.
Yep. With an anime.
Just gonna ask him a few questions.
Yeah. Who said, slightly unconvinced. I'll be having much more joining you. While you are there, say your regard. All the common person likes to masquerade. The Iceberg Lodge, the high-class establishment, is stood in the front of its entire operation. Criminals from all over the country are there to purchase arms or to the network. So sneak in and not go all out. Got it? They flashed a confident smile and a thumbs up. Wilson leaned back, knowing that Blake would keep her partner in line. At this time, that moves on to the next topic. I mean, we know Yang is not holding back at all. He's not good at that. After the attack, Bruce started, bringing up pictures of arrested criminals that night. The GCPD was able to catch most of the convicts working with Skycode that night. Most of them were former inmates and make it penitentiary.
Penitentiary.
Penitentiary. I have never said that word out loud before.
Insane asylum.
Or with excessive criminal records. Eventually, after hours of background checks and interrogations, it was found that many were members of Robert's Silonis' gang. Let me guess. To a face? The suggestion when Bruce pulled up an image of a white-suited gangster in the black skull-shaped mask covering his head. Nope. Black mask. That's who's grandfather with the all. One of the most powerful crime lords in Gotham City. But why would he loan men out to Scarecrow He is the guy. That's what you and Cassandra are going to find out. Moose replied. Kira then politely raised her hand. On the low it when Moose moved his attention towards her. Can Shola and I join them? He asked. Moose turned it over for a moment, then nodded. You might want to disguise yourself going in, Moose suggested. As with others, this is an invitation, as the game boss. I don't want you fighting, if you don't have to.
I think Bruce is really trying to involve the Remnantians in practice crime fighting, but on different levels of experience too, because this is not all about brawls. And I could see that he has a calculating thought about could the individuals handle the tasks I hand them, or more likely to get out of line.
Mr. Rain, I have a question. Why did you make us change into our super clothes if we are going to disguise? he knew it's gonna be a disguise investigation. So,
Costumes are to hide their identity, but they're not supposed to reveal themselves in these cases.
yeah. So they might still have the super clothes on, but they are gonna have disguises over it.
Huh? Yeah. They got the costumes on for protection of their identity, just in case they are discovered, even if it's a stealthy operation, and B, I think these suits may also have some physical protective qualities, which again is another level of insurance. Some of them might be equipped with other things too, like smoke pellets or something.
I mean, you know what would be good if the suits had horror disguises.
I believe the members of the Bat family are very well trained in the grappling gun too. So
Yes.
I could expect that to be as part of their standard equipment with their super suits. Now, of all of the Remnantians, the only one I can really say that probably had some practice with that was Blake. Is that right? She actually
Yeah.
might be able to master that tool if they put her in her claws or hands.
I'm gonna bring up the best one of the best family. There you go.
It would not surprise me if she was thinking about the Batman show when she was posing like that.
Yeah?
Something tells me she has a nerdy side.
I mean, her mother has one, so
Hmm.
it wouldn't be surprising. Jason goes wordlessly, catching his hand. Bruce suddenly glared at his second of his son, then suddenly aside and moved to the final file. Finally,
Discover.
we have a question regarding the mobs themselves. Bruce revealed. They were homemade, cold, yet sophisticated at the same time. They contain an aerolyzing chamber manufactured by Gold Corp, which converted the pool of liquid fear gas into its potent gaseous state. What we need to find out is how they managed to get their hands on them. Left or otherwise. Wouldn't be the first time Morris Company conducted illegal activities. Somebody muttered under her breath. Yeah, but he is also in jail, he grunted. He just a life leap is legitimate theft, and they just haven't announced it. You know, public relations disaster that will follow. Whatever the case, I would like you two to investigate. Nora, Ran, you join them as well. Of
At this
course.
point, are all the Remnantians assigned to someone?
Yes, I think yes.
Okay.
Can it while Nora beamed. Aye. She looked for the cat. Stephanie and Tim's eyes slightly widened and amused, looking at the rest of Nora's teammates. They all have sympathetic looks telling them they were going in. They were in for a long night. Sean even put his hand on Tim's shoulder, causing Tim's mind to wonder what exactly he was in for. I won't understand the assignment. Bruce eyes was last time, but everyone nodded affirmatively. Bruce leaned back. Oracle will be overseeing everyone as mission control. Now, if you will excuse me. And that Bruce turned and walked away, leaving everyone else behind while he ascended in the elevator. The superheroes watched him go, then turned to face each other.
You know what? I think this is the last time we're going to see Bruce for a while. I have a prediction the next several chapters are all occurring in the same night, but different scenarios.
Yeah, probably. It depends because, he has a long chapter, so it might be one chapter. The whole
The way
thing.
he phrased it, only Oracle is the only one who's going to be involved with all the scenarios, even though they're split up.
I mean, who knows? There might be a link between all the enemies as well. Who's gonna be involved in all of them?
Yeah, that could happen. Because they're investigating something that there was a link before. All of these are separate resources collected together to make Scarecrow's bombs. So, did they know each other while that was happening?
I mean, there's one thing that they didn't think about. What if there's a new villain that he never met?
Yeah. Well, that's hard to plan around, isn't it? It was something I remember a quote I brought up in one of my stories before that even a genius cannot hard to compensate for completely new factors.
Yeah? Something tells me, I started, that it's going to end up being a long night. Probably, he'll be a kid with a partner. But that's what makes it fun. And he'll be smile, Mask rolls her eyes and painfully punches his shoulder. Young and Stephanie, however, could help but know that Damien was looking at the two girls with a curious expression. It only lasted a moment before he being replaced by his trademark annoyed disposition, but it was enough to get their minds working. Still, they had more important things to worry about for the moment.
You have only 2 paragraphs until the end of the chapter.
One.
This.
I mean, I wouldn't count this as one paragraph. It is,
It
but
technically is. It is, but go ahead.
no, we have one paragraph and one line. Both sentences. As Bruce Wayne's car drove away from Wayne Manor, his passage opened from behind the waterfall. From it, there were smaller vehicles, including motorcycles and small cars, drove out towards Gotham City. At first they traveled at a pack, before one by one, they split into smaller groups. They could all shout in the air, and the rising statement would be proven correct. Then this would, indeed, be a very long night, and the very next chapter next time.
Well, it's what they trained for. Even back at what's the name of their planet? Remnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they trained there too. For stuff like this.
I mean, yeah, they initially were fighting for teenage school at one time.
Therefore, they can handle long nights. I think the newest thing to this team is a more emphasis in investigation, which is definitely up Batman's alley.
Yeah.
It's important for him to understand why things happen the way they happened, so that they know what they're specifically guilty of.
It's not long because it's gonna take a long time. It's long because it's a stakeout. You will have to doing nothing and still be aware of everything.
It's very much in character for Batman's team to have a cerebral crime fighting strategy.
Yeah.
And the villains do that the same thing back. Some of them, at least, anyway. Like Edward Nigma is definitely a cerebral criminal.
And also they didn't mention anything about Ruby's weapon. If it's not or not.
You
But
are correct, sir. We did mention something about the weapons for Jean. He was loaned one from Damien.
yeah, he has a new fast one.
So for sure he didn't get a replacement, but maybe
Not
Ruby
yet.
did.
And once again, as I said, Ruby definitely has a sidearm that Jason was already making.
We
Even if
still don't know much about that, except it's a small thing that's a gun, but possibly something else to it. The very, he said in quotes, Ruby quality. A lot of Remnantium weapons, guns, tend to be morph into other kinds of weapons. So I might, it's not exactly up Jason's alley, but with guidance from Ruby, I think that it is possible her sidearm might be able to morph into, I don't know, like a baton or something.
I mean, it doesn't need to morph. It could be just like Khan's weapon.
If it was just a regular gun, though, you could strike with the butt end of the gun to knock someone out if you're going to use it in melee.
I mean, it literally could be just like this, but like I use it. Because with a marionette attached to it, like a side.
Yeah, right. Then, and you know what? You can use that for blocking too.
Yeah. I mean, for Ruby, it would be the other way around. It would be a little bit curved, and also the blade would be on the other side. Because
Even its
side.
shape, I could even see it as a climbing tool.
I mean, Ran does use it as a climbing tool.
Imagine those blades stabbing into snert or dirt of a mountain to help you get a grip on it while you're climbing it up.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
person obviously favors green.
he is here. He is the one who went with Nora.
Okay. Well, it didn't mention that his guns were missing or broken, so
No,
yeah, he's
they
probably
were
got
fine. They were fine. But they are not intended to fight at all to begin with.
that. That's the thing the
But
Bat family's got to get used to. There's a heavy gun nuts among this group, and Yang was the no, she had a gun too, but it still
that's
struck in
not a
melee.
gun. That's not a gun. It is a full
Jean,
under.
Jean was the only one without a gun.
Yes. Nora actually has a full on grenade launcher. I mean, that's good. A grenade launcher that transforms into a hammer.
All right,
So
just
yeah,
in case it's him.
if they are not used to the guns, then they would definitely be not used to grenade launchers.
Well, what did you think of this chapter? From the beginning, it included the fact that when they came to the Wayne Manor.
I mean, it's funny how they were like, okay, we know that we want to go down, and we know that Bruce Wayne asked us not to go down, so we are going down.
This is a downtime chapter, uh, focusing on some calmer things as they get to know some new scenery. It puts some emphasis on the training that they received there, but it ends with they're about to get into action. So, just even from this last paragraph, you can expect a lot of action-oriented, or at least investigation-oriented,
More
chapters
investigation, yes.
coming up. Yeah.
The most action I would think is gonna be from Enigma. From the Riddler. He might not
Not
even be part of the whole thing. He might have just started uh, the program into the mobs afterward.
I no, I think I don't agree. I feel like Edward would just test them. Um, he's likely to discover them and then start testing them in some dangerous
Yeah,
traps. And
what they can do or what.
Save these people in 2 minutes, or else something bad will happen. Now, as far as fights are concerned, I think some of the other three teams might be more. If they get discovered, that's the thing.
I mean,
Then
I
they
said
could
an
be in for a
action.
fight.
I said action, not fight.
Yeah.
Hitler is not gonna fight. He's just gonna run away, pulling them into more and more attempts.
Although I feel like the odds are low of it, some of the other scenarios might involve only dialogue instead of a fight, as they asking questions and answers and making deals.
I wonder what they would say, because the Hitler literally is looking like one of their own villains who will be mad. But again,
For instance, if the Penguin discovers them, even if he's guilty, I would expect him to pretend to be innocent and try to point the finger at someone else.
yeah. I mean, he did that before with Batman. He said that I did nothing this time. Why are you here?
Yeah, Batman's villains don't always respond with guns and explosives. Sometimes they do try dialogue to see if they can convince you of something or fool you of something.
Or just, I mean, the Hitler is definitely one of them who is using dialogue a lot.
I'm not very familiar with the Skull Gang that they were talking about, but
Me neither.
just from the just from the sound of it, they sound pretty violent. If they're discovered there, I do expect a fight to occur.
Yep.
That's based on my very thin amount of information on them.
Okay, so I think there's gonna be a fight and not Kurim on the Red Mask or Black Mask gang.
I'm actually thinking first it's going to start with an investigation. They're probably not going to be discovered for a while, but someone will discover them to make it a more exciting chapter. Then the next phase is a fighting will occur. If they get to the enemy into a submissive position, then the dialogue will start occurring because they still need to ask them questions.
Yeah.
Like, why were you working with the Scarecrow even though you don't like him?
Indeed. The Penguin is not gonna fight at first, but he's gonna try to run away and then they will have to use force to stop him.
Yeah, that could happen. It's more likely his gang they'll be fighting them if the heroes get discovered.
I mean, as we know, the Hitler is gonna be just doing his own stupid tricks, testing the gods, what they can do.
You're going to his lair,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's going to be as prepared as possible. Whatever resources he can throw at them.
It literally is like going into Discord's RAM.
Sure. Discord's realm is hazardous all by itself.
Yeah. But yeah, it is gonna be a very long night. I'm gonna say that we are starting with the Hitler.
Riddle me this. Yeah, they're gonna emphasize that scenario first, but only with some of the characters, the ones that were sent there, and possibly also Oracle. Occasionally giving
Let
some
me
radio tabs.
here. I say that we are here.
When was that chapter made?
Oh, give me a second.
Okay. I think it said 2018.
In the minute, 19.
How long was it? Actually, it's one of the shorter chapters.
I mean, it's almost the same as the last one and this one.
Shorter for this story, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see how. Oh my god, that's 33,000 words. Oh, there is a special. It's only 8,000.
Well, hey, you can see why. Read the title.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving with the Kents. It's not an adventure. They're not doing fights. They're not doing investigation. It's just going to be probably a pleasant.
I mean, you don't know
homey
there might be
atmosphere.
fights in there.
An 8,000 word squeeze? I don't think so.
We are still super far away from finishing this. It's like
Oh
two
wait, go,
years
go go
worth.
to the. Let's see the date on the last chapter. My
This
God, it was this month,
yeah.
the 5th of so it's still going.
Oh wait,
All right.
I thought it was over because that was another very special after this.
Oh
So
my goodness.
there was a year
There.
between them.
Yeah, I just noticed that a year jump between those two chapters.
I guess they finished, uh, like, they are saying that, okay, I'm not doing anything, and then, oh, now I have some inspiration. Continue.
Just a small chance that is the last chapter, but I doubt it.
Also, it could be that he only made it, but had to repost it
My
or something.
God. Scooby Doo and Juniper 2?
Oh my. Okay, I'm not hitting the titles because
I won't consider them major spoilers, just titles, but still, it's interesting.
I mean whatever we do there is gonna be a spoiler in the story because they are with the movie.
I'm surprised the story's going that direction, but yeah, Scooby has met Batman before and vice versa. But you also met the Ninja Turtles before, so wrap your head around that. And actually, it was a good crossover too.
Yeah. So the next one is gonna be in 5 days. Yeah. If I'm counting correctly. But tomorrow we are doing Adventure in the TARDIS. And outside of the TARDIS. Or
Possibly
partly
not
outside
finishing,
of the TARDIS.
and possibly not finishing that chapter. Is what you said.
We will see how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.